All right, so let's start off with creating a new file in Photoshop. We're just going to create a, right now I'm just going to show you guys two frame animation and maybe do a little bit more because you guys are going to be doing a little bit more than two frames. So I'm just going to label this 400 by 400 because this is what your assignment is going to be, the specs. So if I go to pixels and I'm going to change this to 400, then 400 on the height. Always pixels and web or anything that's on screen is 72 dots per inch. We're doing animation, so we're not going to print this. So we need down to 72. RGB is what we need for anything on screen. Um, and that looks good. So then we'll just create that file. Right now, like I always tell you guys, to make sure that your browser, the workspace is always on classic, so essentials usually, or essentials classic for anything else. And today we are going to be using the timeline. So we're going to go into window, we're going to go down the timeline, pull that up, and right here, instead of creating a video timeline, we want to click on that and create a frame by frame. So here we have each frame that's going to go across, and this doesn't look like frame by frame. So we can just click on this frame here on the corner. So this is frame by frame. Right now we only have one frame. So I want to pull in two drawings and just get them ready to be ported into this project here. I know I have something on the desktop. Get over here and I'll grab this file. I'm dragging it over to Photoshop, and I just want to see. I want to grab these two. Let's rotate. Let's rotate this. So we're just going to go over to rotate clockwise. Right, let's bring it up a little bit. I'm just going to use my lasso tool. I'm holding down Option to so I just have to click. I'm just going to click and grab this guy. So I'm going to select them like this, and then I'm just going Command C to copy, and I'm pasting them over here. You can see how the difference in color here. So what I want to do, I'm just going to press Command M because there's not a whole lot of difference. So what I'm going to do is just grab the white pick on this side, and it looks like it got all that. It looks fine. What you can do is make this a smart object, or just leave it alone and just press Command T for transform, or you could go to Edit Transform, and then you're just going to hold down Shift and constrain the proportions as you resize. Just resizing this, maybe I'll rotate to make it a little bit straighter. So this is very simple. I just want to show you, but if you guys were to do it, I would like for you to spend time on trying to make it look much better. All right, so we have our first frame. We could just call it 1. I'm just going to go back over here to our drawings, and I am going to select this other guy here, and copy and paste into this one. So I'm just going to use my transform tool, Command T, and transform this guy to about the same size. Go down a little, like that. And then same thing, Command M and the white picker, and just pick that area there. Alright, so I'm just going to put them right over top. And in Photoshop, if you can click multiply, you get rid of the white areas and it'll just see through to the black. So I could see through if I wanted to match things up a little bit. Alright, so what I want him to do is kind of like jump, kind of look like he's doing a little jumping jack. So I'm going to add another frame down here, and I am just going to, let's see what this first frame, so it's both the same image. So you're just clicking off a layer and clicking onto the next layer. So the first layer is here, and the second layer is here. So I can loop this. Right now they're set for 5 seconds. So if I select both of these and I click on that 5 seconds and I put no delay, it should be very fast. If I put 0.5, it's half a second. So if I hit play, you can see he's doing the movement. Now, you could play around with it. You can say I wanted this one, I wanted this one to be in the air. I can just grab this one and kind of bring him up a little bit. Now let's play it. Now you can see he's jumping. So, and this is at 0.5 seconds. So if I went back in here, grabbed these 2 frames, and then did 0.2 seconds, it should be much faster. Alright, so then let me stop that, and now if you select both of these, let me just make another copy of this first one here and drag it out to the back here. So I wanted to do a tween. So I'm selecting these 2 frames by selecting the first one, holding down Shift, clicking on the second one, and I'm just going to go down here to this little icon, which is a tween, and click on this, and I'm going to just put 1 because I just want to add a little frame in between, and I guess I'll keep the position, opacity, and I guess the effects. I don't have any effects, but I'll just keep everything. Hit OK. Now, when you press play, you can see how it gives you that in between, which is probably 50% in opacity, but it could work pretty nicely on some things. Now, this is the basic way that you can animate. Now, what you would do after you're finished was go to File, and then you're going to save for web. You should be saving for web for this. So let's see here, generate, export, save for web. So you have to export it and then save for web. And this is going to be an animated GIF, so you're going to have to click on the file format, and you're going to pick the GIF format. Now we could save it and just save it to the desktop. And if I wanted to try it out, let me bring a browser window and just get a new browser window. Now, if I wanted to try this out, I can just grab this file and just drag it right onto my browser window. Then let me see what browser I'm using here. I think it's this one. All right, so then there. And you can see it within the browser. And this is how you're going to check to make sure that yours is working. You need to make sure it's working. once it's working, and you upload that